Hey, Scroll and Soar, we just got through Exodus 13 through 16. Israel has left Egypt, but not yet arrived in freedom. We saw the Red Sea crossing, which is amazing. The manna, the wilderness testing. We see God shift them from slaves to a people who follow. This overarching theme of these few chapters is God does not just rescue his people, he leads them. And right after the Passover, he introduces something new to Israel. They are no longer told what to do by Pharaoh. They are now guided by God's visible presence, a cloud by day and a fire by night. That's what I want to focus my attention on today. The cloud by day and the fire by night. It appears, and this is how it looks like when ownership over a people changes. The pillar of cloud and fire was not just a symbol. God was actually there in this pillar. And scripture says that the Lord, Yahweh, went before them in the pillar. God's presence was wrapped in a cloud so it would not consume them. Fire revealed his power while the cloud protected them. God was walking with them without destroying them. This was God beginning to dwell again with his people, because since Eden, humanity had been separated from God's presence, and the pillar becomes a mobile Eden in the wilderness. Like, we need to think of it this way: where the presence is, paradise is. Where paradise is, Eden is his presence. God walks among his people again. This is the beginning of restoration, not just an escape. The pillar also becomes Israel's daily decision maker. They moved when the cloud lifted, and they stopped when it rested. God controlled their pace, not their panic. Every step required obedience, not instinct, and freedom now meant following God's timing. And God even used the pillar to choose the long way on purpose. He led them away from the Philistine road. God said they would return to Egypt if war came soon. And the pillar protected them from the battles they were not ready to fight. God was forming their hearts, not just moving their feet. And when Pharaoh chased them, the pillar took sides. The cloud moved between Egypt and Israel. It gave light to God's people and darkness to their enemies. Pharaoh could no longer reach what God now claimed. The pillar became a wall of divine authority. And this moment publicly ended Pharaoh's control. The same God who judged Egypt now stood between them. Israel was no longer Pharaoh's workforce. They're no longer his slaves. They were God's people walking under his presence. The Exodus became more than escape. It became allegiance. And the fire and cloud taught Israel how to live as free people. They could not run ahead, and they could not fall behind. They had to match God's movement, and freedom now meant staying in step with his presence, and God was training them to walk by trust. So the pillar shows us what redemption is really for. God does not just break chains. He leads lives. His presence replaces our old masters. He walks ahead so we don't have to walk alone. And freedom is not just leaving Egypt. It's learning to follow God. I hope that blessed you today. Thank you for sticking with me. See y'all in the discussion room. Love y'all.